Hey, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10 guys. My name is Danny Berg and today we've got the top 10 Vlogbrothers amazing facts. Now I've been a fan of these guys for so many years now, it feels like forever, and I'm sure many of you are too who are watching this right now. Hank and John Green right here, they're like two cornerstones of YouTube and have been around for most of its history. We're going to cover the basics about them and the lesser known things about them, so there's something for everyone who watches this, and without further ado, let's get into our number 10. The Vlogbrothers channel was started on January 1st, 2007 for their Brotherhood 2.0 project. The project was supposed to last for a year from January to December and involved the pair trying to reconnect using only the strange new media of YouTube to communicate. They banned themselves from using any form of written communication such as emails. Yes guys, people used to keep in touch with emails back then, kids, crazy stuff. They took turns putting up videos addressed to each other every single weekday and started to build up a bit of a following as time went by. People were only just getting used to the idea of vlogs, and then these two brothers come along and show the world their intimate, honest dialogue with each other. The project was a success in many ways. They ended up talking far more than they used to, which was their original goal when they set out, and they developed such a fan following that they continue their video blogs right up to today. Coming in at number 9, we're going to be talking about Nerdfighters. Now some people out there think that the Vlogbrothers kind of spawned Nerdfighteria as it's called, but they'd be the first people to say it existed and they just gave it a name. The main tenets of being a nerd fighter is that you work together with other nerd fighters to reduce something called World Suck, which is the name for everything that sucks in the world. From the end of 2007 onwards, Nerdfighteria began to grow from a small online community to a real world group of people separated in different countries but united in their goal to make the world a better place. They organise and host a number of community events around the world, including Project for Awesome, which will celebrate its 10th anniversary in 2017. Now this whole concept of Nerdfighteria is probably best summarised in their own slogan of DFTBA, which stands for Don't Forget to Be Awesome. Remember that guys, because I'm going to be talking about that a little bit later on. Moving on to number 8, let's talk about John Green and the books he's written. You can now see his books popping up all around me, floating around here, and you might recognise this one here more than others. The Fault in Our Stars was published in 2012 and the world pretty much went into a meltdown, or at least the teenage world did. This story about teen romance and enduring love in the face of cancer gripped readers around the world. Critics said it was his best book yet and damn near genius. It featured on pretty much any teen book club choice award list, but it also appealed to readers of all ages. It wasn't aimed at me, but I read it and I loved it. It was even made into a successful movie that came out in 2014. Now despite John's obvious knack for great storytelling, he actually doesn't rate himself as an author. In one of his Reddit AMAs, John said he sometimes felt like he is literally the worst writer on earth. I'm not sure which earth he's talking about, because clearly he's amazing. I don't think it can be this earth, he's pretty good. Alright, at number 7, we're going to be talking about religion. Those are famous last words on the internet. Hank is an atheist and John is a Christian. He even used to be a pastor at one point, but the two have never been very outspoken about their religious beliefs. That silence made fans all the more curious and the questions kept mounting up until in June 2011 they both addressed the topic in 2 separate videos. On June 20th, John uploaded a video called On Religion where he firstly explained why he's never talked about his beliefs, mainly because the internet is a notoriously terrible place for that. He then went on to explain that debating the existence of God is kind of beside the point and we should instead be focusing on how to find meaning in our own lives. Now Hank echoed a lot of John's sentiments in his video called Do You Believe in God? He said there are millions of questions that arise when defining what God or belief really is, and that those questions are more important for humans. He also said that the question do you believe in God can be dangerous because humans love to categorize people in their minds and then kind of assign them labels based on those answers. They might be the first 2 people on the internet, I think, to tackle this difficult topic of faith without it turning into like a complete flame war. Pretty impressive stuff. At number 6, the Vlogbrothers founded Vidcon. Now if you don't know what Vidcon is, it's basically the convention when it comes to all things YouTube and online video related. The first Vidcon event took place in LA back in 2010 event and was set up by John and Hank as the physical embodiment of the whole YouTube revolution that was taking place at the time. YouTubers like the Gregory brothers performed and John interviewed the likes of Philip DeFranco on stage. I found some of the videos from that event and it looked like quite a small, intimate affair with only about 1,400 people attending, but since then it has grown year upon year. In 2012 it moved to its now current home of the Anaheim Convention Center. These days about 20,000 people are expected to attend Vidcon 2016, and if you guys don't know already, we're going to be there here at Most Amazing Top 10, but I will talk more about that at the end of the video. Coming in at number 5, there is a fascinating story behind John Green and the small English football club of AFC Wimbledon. To cut a long story short, John started playing FIFA on their Hank Games channel and developed a fondness for Wimbledon FC while looking for a new team to connect with after doing many Let's Plays as Swindon Town. He was attracted to AFC Wimbledon's inclusive values and an amazing underdog story of a club that was owned by the volunteering fans and not a rich corporation. Now, John Green actually has a stand named after him at the club in real life, and the Nerdfighter DFTBA logo is on the back of the shorts for the club in real life. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I wish I had time in this video to explain how it ended up like that, how they got from A to B. I don't, but trust me, it's an incredible story and I can't do it justice anyway, so I highly recommend you guys watch Vice's documentary on it. It's only about 14 minutes long. Check it out, it's amazing. And for our number 4 now, we've got Obama and the Vlogbrothers. In January 2015, the White House chose 3 famous YouTubers to interview President Obama in a live Q&A session in an attempt to make Obama's policy proposals reach a wider and younger audience. Hank Green was one of them. He got the chance to sit down and grill the president on some of the biggest political issues being discussed at the time, such as young people feeling disconnected from modern politics. He was also praised by many for tackling the quite touchy issue of America's use of drones in the war on terror and the potential of them to kill innocent people. This was a huge deal for Vlogbrothers fans and YouTube fans in general to see one of their own in the White House with the president, and it all came less than 2 years after John took part in a Google Hangout with the president where he asked him to help name his unborn child. Now Obama politely declined to take on such a huge task, but he said the baby should not forget to be awesome. Yeah, the president actually used the Nerdfighter slogan. Crazy stuff. Next up at number 3, let's talk about giraffes and giraffe sex. Yeah, it's not a topic that I've talked about a lot in my life, but it seems to be one the Vlogbrothers certainly have. Out of the Vlogbrothers' 7 most viewed videos on their channel, 4 of them directly address giraffes and giraffe sex. In their most popular video, John attempts to explain this strange fact, why their giraffe videos get 10 times more views. It's because the mating habits of giraffes are profoundly fascinating to humans. In their videos on this subject, they talk about how promiscuous giraffes are, how only 9% of the sex they have is heterosexual, and how when a male wants to find out if a female giraffe is ovulating, he will nudge her bladder until she pees and then he can taste the pee to see if she's ovulating. Ugh. Wow, that is, well, I don't know, guess that's nature for you. Now you guys might find it gross, but apparently we as humans, or at least the internet, find this topic fascinating because their videos on it have racked up over 46 million views. In the end, Hank and John are just as stumped as anyone else and say that the internet is just full of people who love giraffes who love giraffes, if that makes sense. Either way, the internet is a strange place. For our number 2 now, let's talk about family. Now John and Hank are obviously brothers, but John also has a wife, Sarah Green. Now she used to be an art museum curator and it was there that she first met John. When he first asked her out, he said he sent a group email to 7 people about going to see a movie and then individually emailed the 6 people who weren't Sarah saying, "Not you." Smooth moves, John, smooth moves. They became engaged in 2005 and married on May 21st, 2006, which means they just celebrated their 10-year anniversary, so congratulations to them. They also have 2 children, Henry and Alice Green, and when John went on paternity leave for Henry, he had a whole bunch of guest hosts on the channel to cover for him, which is a smart idea, and I might do that for this channel if I ever get pregnant. Just thinking. Hank, on the other hand, is married to Catherine Green. She appears in a number of different videos and she often pops up in Hank games and is also a script supervisor on Crash Course Chemistry. They also married in 2006, which means their 10-year anniversary is also this year, but I couldn't find the exact date on which they married. I'm sorry, but either way, please take my early or late congratulations. And finally now, no video about Hank and John Green would be complete without talking about my favourite YouTube channel that they ever created. At number 1, it's Crash Course. This channel has simply set the bar for what it means to be a true educational channel on YouTube. The Green brothers previewed it at the end of December 2011 after making it into YouTube's $100 million initiative to launch original content. Crash Course made it into the winning 100 channel ideas. They started making their now famous educational short videos later that month. John's content covered history and literature, while Hank focused on the science side of things, including biology, chemistry, and eventually psychology. Now, to say that Crash Course History was a success would be a massive understatement. They're now sitting at 381 million views across all of their videos and have over 4.3 million subscribers. That's 1.5 million more than the actual original Vlogbrothers channel. Crazy stuff, and they deserve every bit of success because it's amazing. I watch them all the time to fill in the blanks that my teachers left. Yeah, I went there. Okay, alright guys, there you have it. 10 facts about the amazing Vlogbrothers. It's pretty hard to condense all the things these guys have done into just one video, but I hope it did an okay job. I hope you guys know a little bit more now. I mentioned earlier that they started Vidcon, which we are going to be at this year here at Most Amazing Top 10. So if you guys are going to be there too, then keep an eye out for me and Landon and Rebecca, and we'd love to meet all of you guys if we can. Over the next few weeks, we're also going to be covering a whole bunch of other big YouTubers, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to Most Amazing Top 10. My name's Danny Burt. You can follow me on Instagram somewhere down there. I'm a tiny bit out of breath, but I'll see you guys soon.